You are the queen of the clapback.
God forbid a woman take care of her well-being.
I don't read the comments.
I know, you're good at that.
Just, for my mental health.
I never hit send and regret it.
Hello.
Welcome back to another episode of the BFFR show.
Before we get into it, we're gonna get into it. Yeah, it's a big one today.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, may we remind you to subscribe to the show on YouTube, follow us on all social platforms at BFFR Show, and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We don't care where you're watching, how you're watching, as long as you're watching and listening to us.
Please, if you haven't already, rate and review the show.
5 stars only.
It helps others find us, and we definitely want to be found. Also, you can call us, and the BFFR hotline was popping off last week. Keep them coming. The number is 1-833-TXT-BFFR.
That's 1-833-898-2337. We love hearing from you guys, and your question or comment might be on the show.
And we do love the voice messages. The last 2 episodes, they've been so amazing. But we understand if you don't want to call in, you can still email us at feedback@bffrshow.com. I think it's time, Sid. Hit us with the affirmation.
We can struggle and still move forward. Boom. Boom.
Poos, poos.
Poos, poos.
Okay. Well, here we go.
Let's start this off.
Sid, you recently made headlines for one of your witty clapbacks.
What one?
It was one about being on the injury report for Angel City on Twitter, and it said, "Please release Sydney. No point wasting a roster spot on someone who will not play." And you said,
I think I said, God forbid a woman take care of her well-being.
You are the queen of the clapback. Why the clapbacks? Why are you in the comments?
Only when I have time, and when something really just gets me, I'm like, you know what? Let me do my work. And that I do.
What is the response? I mean, you get a lot of support. Do you ever get a response or a reply from the person you
Yes, usually they delete their comment or
delete their account.
That's happened before too. Or they message me and DM me and be like, "Oh, I didn't mean it like that, blah, blah, blah." Yes, you did.
Your responses are so witty. Is this something that you recommend that we all do when someone trolls us?
Only if you're really good at it. No. The answer is no. It's stressful.
Do the clapbacks come spontaneously?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, it's got to be something that really annoys me or pisses me off.
Do you ever hit send and regret it?
I never hit send and regret it.
One of my favorite clapbacks of yours, which I will never forget, was in response to this beautiful campaign you did with Lego. Do you remember this?
I do remember this. The guy commented y'all didn't have the budget for a father figure or something like that.
It was Sid doing Lego. It was Sid building Lego with her kids. And the music and just the vibe. It was so good. It was so powerful. And then this guy comes in and says this. And Sid says...
And I had time. I had time that day. When I have time, I'm coming after you. So I said to him, I'm sorry he has a job and this was about the kids and I. If you had my budget, your hairline wouldn't be receding down your back.
And yes. You meant every word.
I meant every word.
And he
apologized. Oh, I didn't mean something like that. I didn't mean it. I don't know. But that's what they always do. And that's what we talk about, right? It's you read these comments about yourself that are not true. And it's you have to just take it. No, I say it to our face. Stand 10 toes down and say exactly what you say on the little internet to us. to me.
Well, I don't read the comments.
I know, you're good at that.
Just, for my mental health, I think, especially coming to Angel City and the engagement we have, which I am proud of, and I think it shows the growth of the game. But when we would lose and things people were saying about me and my teammates, I can't look at Angel City's Instagram, which is a shame because I love this club.
Yeah,
and
I love this club too.
I love the content we post, but the starting lineup, halftime, after the game, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But I did my very first clapback this year.
Oh,
so
why this year? What did you just feel?
So, like I said, I don't go in the comments, but if something surprises me when I'm not expecting someone to be negative. So the Football Ferns, my national team, they posted a picture from my wedding.
Beautiful
and
wedding.
It was really, really sweet. And it said, "Special congratulations to Allie Riley on getting married this weekend. Incredible to see despite a devastating few days in her hometown, LA." Okay, so the fire, the wedding. I'm coming back from this injury. It's been a year. And someone commented, "Good time to retire." So this is just, I'm not expecting to see this.
Right.
I don't know to stay away from the comments from this post.
Yeah.
And I'm
on your wedding day.
Is this about me as an athlete? Is this about women in general? I don't know. But I responded, "Whoa!" exclamation point.
That's not a clapback at all. That's terrible. That doesn't count.
It's time for a break, but we will be back with more BFFR right after this.
Whoa.
So this week on BFFR show, we really want to dive into the mental health of an athlete, our struggles and challenges with our own mental health, and just the guidance we've received, and also some of our advice for not just athletes out there, but people. And we've obviously supported each other through a lot.
Through thick and thin.
Thick and thin, a lot of thick.
Mm-hmm.
And Sid, you recently took mental health leave and you have shared a little bit about it, but I think we want to get into it a little bit more and also just shine a light on this process. We want to shout out Carrie Riccaro. She fought for this to make sure that the NWSL had a policy for mental health. And so all of the athletes in this league can take up to 6 months paid mental leave. So athletes don't have to worry about their salary and their contracts and can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
So how was the process for you?
The process was long because I had been going through stuff for a while and I just didn't feel like myself. And I wasn't playing like myself. I was terrible. I was a terrible soccer player. And I remember driving to training and being like, today's going to be good. And then it was shit. And then I would cry on my way back. And it just kind of took over my life. There was a lot of things that happened during preseason. I got in a really bad accident. Both my kids were really sick and I just couldn't catch up. There was just too much on my plate, and usually I'm fine. That's my word. That's my words that I use. But I wasn't. But yeah, I just think that no matter what is going on, I think just if you feel off, get the help that you need. I'm really proud of where I am now. This is always going to be a work in progress. I'm excited for where I know I can be. And even when I did my calf, doing that, I would have usually lost my mind. I would have lost my mind. But because I've done the work outside of this and when you take mental health leave with the NWSL, you have to go to therapy twice a week. So that's what I was doing. And I still continue to do that. And I probably will for a very, very long time. But therapy is so helpful. I think it's changed me. It's changed the way that I deal with hard situations. And I'm just so happy that, I can I can feel like myself again. And it was, it's been a tough little bit, but I'm proud of myself. And I hope that my story is helpful for someone else who is in my position, who just feels like you just got a lot on your plate. And like, ask for help, because I never ask for help, and asking for help and getting help is the best thing that I could have done for myself and for my family and for my friends. So yeah, please ask for help.
I'm so proud of you. I think as athletes, we are looked to be these beacons of strength and power. We don't feel like we can be vulnerable, but it's no way to live. It's no way to perform. And we are human. And I think it just helps everyone get perspective when you are so honest. And you're doing so much better. And you talked about it a couple of weeks ago with how you were reacting to your calf injury.
Yes.
But when I was struggling with my injury, I would tell you how I was feeling and you would give me this permission. I took a short break before you did, and it was only a week. I didn't have to apply for paid leave, but I was in a really, really dark place. And when you were saying the same things, like you couldn't hear it about yourself.
Right.
And that's something like we support our teammates, we support our families and our friends, and we're able to say these things, but we don't give ourselves the same grace.
Yes.
We don't give ourselves the same permission to take a break. And
you give.
Yeah.
And you forget to like give yourself what you need.
Exactly. But it's just been so powerful. I feel like seeing you come back and be happy. It was short-lived because of the calf, but you will be back again. What advice would you say to someone who is feeling like it's building, but is like, I can do this, or I don't need to talk to anyone?
Yeah. I think that was me for so long, right? Like, nothing's wrong. I'm fine. That was my favorite. My favorite
catchphrase.
I'm fine. And I wasn't. Like, I was really, really struggling. And I just think that as I was like going through this whole process and I got to step away from soccer for a little bit, I realized like, man, this is just a game. Like, this is really just a game. And like, the whole world is out there to see and to like feel. And I think I just put so much pressure on myself with soccer that like it took over my whole life.
Yeah.
And I just think that sometimes you just need to take a step back. And it's really hard to do, but I think it's so worth it. And like, get the help when you know you need it. Like, you know, when you're having a really hard time. And I felt like I constantly was like, nope, nothing's wrong. But you know, deep down that like something is not going the way that you planned it to go. So yes, I would please take it from me. Get the help that you need. I think going to therapy has been the best thing for me. But I hope that my story helps someone else.
And it doesn't make you less than or weak or anything negative by asking for help. Like, I think it's a very brave thing to do. It's a very smart thing to do. And as athletes, I think we forget about the person who isn't the soccer player. And we've been programmed to just try harder, work harder. Pain is gain, no pain, no gain. If it doesn't hurt, it's not working. Like, that's how we are with our massages. Pain, we just, and we'll just run faster. We'll try harder. And this life, I mean, our careers have been really, really long, but it's still only a small part of the rest of our lives. And the day we spend on the soccer field, yes, we have long days. We're training a lot, but we live with the person for 24 hours, not just the hours at the training facility or under the lights at a game. The person that we need to take care of is the person that we spend all day with and the rest of our lives with, and the person that our children and our partners and our families and our friends that they see and they spend time with. And I also just really lost sight of that.
Yeah.
And the psychologist that I am working with said that we talked last year when I came back from the Olympics and I was having a really, really hard time. But my perspective was still very like, yes, this is a really hard injury. This sucks. But I was still socializing. I started to put more energy into my other passions. And he was like, yeah, as long as you're able to still be happy and find joy, like we can keep talking, but I think you're in a good place.
Yeah.
Fast forward to February, I would come home, lie in bed and cry. The rest of the day, the evenings, like I was just a completely different person. And Lucas, he didn't have like the tools. He didn't really know what to say. And he was just supporting me. And then I finally, speaking to the psychologist, it was like, I no longer have a life.
Yeah.
I am now only that person who is injured. That's my whole identity.
Yeah.
That's all I think about. That's all I feel. And that was the trigger. You need to get help. You need to step away. And remember what's important and get perspective. And then that changed everything just 1 week. And I was like, had processed what this injury means for my career, for my life, and found an acceptance, and then was able to restart my rehab.
And it's so crazy because we're very different. You are, not to say that I'm not positive, but you are like so positive, like willing to do whatever. And like, I am kind of a homebody. Like I like to be alone and like with the kids, and it's easy to fall into that. And I think when you were going through everything, like it's hard to like see someone that you see as like this person that you look up to, and they deal with the same stuff you do. So it's like we have been going back and forth about like helping each other. And then, like you said, we forget to help ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
While we're helping each other. And I just think that that's really important, that like when you go home and you're in bed and you're going to bed at like 7:30 p.m., I'm like,
something's wrong.
Something's up. But again, like you went and got help. And I think it's so important that people know that like life isn't perfect. And like, no matter how people view us or how people viewed me when I was, coming up and young and stuff, like that's not the life that we live all the time.
Yeah.
Like we're real people and we have real problems as well.
You mentioned pressure, and I think we feel pressure from all sides. Sometimes it feels like for us, playing time and our contracts, that's like financial stability. If we aren't playing and can't get a contract, we're not making the type of money to not work again after this.
Right.
There's pressure to be good at multiple things because what we are compensated isn't a comfortable living for everybody.
No.
Making the national team, if you don't play a game at the weekend, will your coach not call you in? And the national team, that can also mean additional money, that can mean resources, that can mean recognition, brand deals. There's a lot riding on playing time and getting into a game and coaches' decisions. And then I think a lot of our families have made a lot of sacrifices for us. And the pressure of, instead of an opportunity to do what we love and like, oh, they are so proud that I am here.
Right.
It's, I'm going to disappoint a lot of people if I make a mistake or if I had a bad game. And I think that creeps in to all of these comments. And when we do get trolled, it's like, we already put so much pressure on ourselves. I'm so disappointed if I have a bad game, if I make a bad pass. Like, I'm doing so much work sports psychologist, mental performance, to be able to quickly move on after mistake, to help my team, to lead and communicate on the field after I have made a mistake. And you finish a game and you might not have played your best, but I always feel like if I gave everything I could, that's all I can do.
Mhm.
And then you read the comments, you read what's written about you, and suddenly that armor and that knowledge and all the work you've done, it just like starts to kind of
Fade away.
because there's just so much all the time, it feels like.
All the time.
And some of our teammates are so young and it affects you and me, and they haven't built up the thick skin. And I don't think reading the comments and
No.
not everyone's going to be able to make a joke and make a clap back. I think, I don't know, is this part of the job, Sid? Like, do we have to ignore comments because we are quote unquote entertainers because we're paid to do this?
I think like there's no problem saying like, hey, she didn't play very well or blah, blah, blah. But it's like the dissecting of like you as a person is really, really disgusting, actually. I've never gone on someone's like social media and written something horrible like people do with us.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, where does that come from? Like, where would you ever think that that's okay? And it's like they continue to do it and we continue to take it. And that's like
yeah, is that part
is.
of fandom? Like, I guess if you could say something to the fans who are commenting.
What would I say?
Yeah, what would be, because saying don't comment, like
okay,
that's never going to happen.
Go fuck yourself.
Said, look.
You know what though? I think it's really funny because I wish that we could do like a show of like all of these people who say all of these horrible things and like, you got to play with us. You gotta suit up, full kit, and let's play.
Good show idea.
I think that's really, I think that
line
would be the
up.
best.
I mean, we can find you.
Yeah.
We can see your
I
social.
can find you.
Although some are like no photo.
Right. When you do that, I'm like, wasting my time. But yeah.
I have stopped reading comments, but I know they're out there. And especially when I am also a fan, when I am not playing and I'm looking also to see the stats when the team is playing away. So I'm watching the game. I am following on social media as well. I want to repost when one of my teammates scores a goal. And just by seeing the post, you can see a few comments. And I just
really
think,
bad.
Would you say that to our face? Would you say that after a game with your daughter next to you to me or my teammates, what you're writing on the internet? I really don't think so. And I think some people are writing these things and then asking for our autographs
100%.
and want our jerseys. And
that's
you've
what
just
makes
said,
you feel like, who can I even trust? Who actually likes us?
Yeah.
Because it feels sometimes that they don't.
Yeah.
You know? And I think we love our Angel City fans, but I also think like it's a tough market.
Yeah. And I think that is kind of is that what comes with more eyes, and we are getting more fans. We have this huge social media following. Again, does it come with the territory? But I guess
it's always been here.
We would just ask to remember that we're people.
Yeah.
And
you can hurt our feelings.
Yeah.
Like our feelings can get hurt.
And if you are an Angel City fan, don't you want us to be successful?
Yeah.
Like, I also wonder, like, is there a better place for this to happen than Instagram? Like,
yeah.
Can there be a forum that you have to log in? Like the
you
players
have to log in. You have to show your entire face, where you work.
And you have to be willing to go 1v1 against Sydney Leroux.
Yeah.
And then you can shit on us all you like.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. Exactly.
But Instagram is really public, and social media is amazing. That's how we supplement our incomes. But it also is a dark place.
But imagine like
sometimes.
going to someone else's work and being like, you fucking suck. Like you'd be like, what? What do you mean? I'm just here. I'm
And
just here
your
doing my
best.
job.
Yes.
Come on, you guys.
Well, I'm going to end this little bit with my favorite. It is part of a speech by Theodore Roosevelt, and it's called The Man in the Arena. Obviously, he meant the woman in the arena. And it's something that I have shared with my teammates and teams for a long time, because my sports psychologist that I was working with a long time ago shared this with me. It changed my perspective on criticism and kind of the outside noise. I'm not talking criticism from my coach or my teammates. This is the noise. And ahead of the 2023 World Cup at home, a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes. We wanted to make history. And this is what I shared with the team. The woman in the arena. It is not the critic who counts, not the person who points out how the strong woman stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the woman who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends herself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if she fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that her place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat.
Thank you for that, Allie. This segment was tough, but we're going to take a break and we'll see you soon. It's time for happy hour at Bar BFFR. And I think we both need a drink after that.
Ooh, yes, we are we're serving up our L's and dubs and answering your burning questions.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Something we're loving right now.
Okay. This was awesome. The
It
World
really was.
Sevens football. What a success.
So cool.
We were tuning in from before training in the cafeteria after. Very proud of our very own Duda Pavao, who was doing the announcing. And you would just, from anywhere in the facility, you would hear her yelling out names because we had it on just the whole morning. You would love playing in this.
Oh my goodness.
No offside.
No offside. Just like go at them. Every single time they got the ball, like it was, let's go.
The celebrations.
Constant. Yeah, the cellies.
Shout out to my FC Bayern Frauen who won the tournament. They were excellent.
Yeah.
And it's coming our way, I'm pretty sure.
But everyone looked like they were having so much fun. Like
I know.
It was just like a party.
And the prize money, not too bad.
Yeah, not too shabby.
And okay, so if you weren't following the World Sevens football, it was a tournament. It was 7-a-side. It was a pitch half the size of a regulation pitch. The goals were 2 meters tall, 5.5 meters wide, no offside. The games were 2 times 15 minutes, perfect. Rolling subs from an unlimited squad.
Wow.
So I'm really hoping
I want that.
It's coming in November, I think, to North America.
Okay.
It would be so awesome.
Oh, yeah.
To be some part of it. And then I think next year they're expanding. And I just think the inclusion and having representation, if they have it in Africa, because this was in Europe. Yeah. So if they were to have it in Asia and Africa, North America, Europe, I mean.
Let's have it all over the place.
It was great. And we had some very close friends who are ambassadors of the tournament. You saw Tobin, Caroline Sager was DJing. It looked like so much fun. So we were loving that. And if you haven't followed it, get ready. It's coming back in November.
Okay, win of the week. My win of the week was that I had a girls' weekend because Cassius was away and I still had PT. So it was me and Sissy.
You guys had a time.
All weekend. We had a time. Of course, I had to bring her in every single time I went to PT.
Yep. And we all had girls' weekend with Sissy.
We did. And it was just like so nice being able to like spend time with one of them individually. I mean, you know, Cassius loves his mommy time. But I'm not really able to do that. Usually it's like lugging both around. So it was really nice to just have like that time. And now I owe Cassius, so we'll see how that
Okay.
goes.
My win was a little staycation. We had a
Mm.
couple days off. That's very, very unusual, especially
Mhm.
those of us in long-term rehabs. And Lucas and I went to the South Bay with a couple of friends, and
Yeah. I wasn't invited, but it's okay.
you had girls' weekend with
Why
sister.
she could have come?
Anyways, it was to have 2 days off in a row. Again, we don't get that a lot.
No.
Because if I have training the next day, I have a hard time enjoying the day before.
Yeah, you can't.
So having Sunday, knowing that I had Monday off,
Mhm.
we had a great
You
time.
had a time.
Yeah. We were at a festival, went down to Newport, we were on a boat, we were biking, had a couple of cocktails. Yeah, this was very I was really, really relaxed.
Yeah. I bet.
It's been a while.
I bet.
Oh, but on that note, is very closely tied to my loss of the week, because when I am on vacation, it doesn't matter if it's a staycation in the same area where I am from. Girl math is that the money doesn't count.
Yeah.
So at this
Money doesn't
festival,
exist.
it doesn't exist on
Mm-mm.
vacation.
Girl math.
Oh, that's cute. I'll buy it. Oh, a little ring. I'll buy it. Earrings.
Mhm.
I'll buy it. Little stuffed animal. I'll buy it. Oh, you want to play this carnival game that obviously is a scam and you can't win it? Here's $100
Yeah.
of my hard-earned cash. And no, we did not get the stuffed animal. So yeah, I have to find a little bit of balance there, because I was really relaxed. And now looking at my credit card statement,
Yeah.
I am no longer relaxed.
You know what I love about girl math is my girl math is when I go shopping and I return something, I've just made money. That money is
Yeah.
coming back to me and I made money on that return.
And that is
Girl
why
math.
she has a valet membership at the mall.
Girl
What
math.
was your loss of the week?
You know I love to cook.
Yes.
And I'm a really good cook at that. But I just like wanted to make this like really nice meal and for the family. And the kids hated it.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, that happens once in a blue moon, but it was okay. I think it just took me so much time that it really pissed me off.
Did they get an alternative meal?
Of course. I know that some people are like, you eat that or
Right.
you don't. I'm like, if they're not going to eat it, what am I going to do? It does look bad, but it tastes good.
This is a trend that you are thrilled about, Sid. Take it away.
Okay, this trend is athleisure is taking over. I feel like athleisure has been taking over since COVID because everyone's like, why do I need to be uncomfortable?
Sid has been rocking her athleisure wear since Lululemon came to America and refused to stop. So
yeah,
and you look damn good.
I do love like the Pilates mom look.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Remember when we did Pilates together?
Yeah, that's another L of another week. That was very hard. Well, so and on that note, formal wear is on its way out, which I'll have to see it to believe it, but I definitely have seen fewer people rocking the suits and the tailored, and it does feel like we're getting a bit more casual.
Yeah, I think so too.
I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for you. You love athleisure.
I don't have much of it. Well, I'll go into your drawer, especially now that we know what color athleisure we should be wearing.
Right. Yeah.
And if you don't know, you can do AI color analysis with ChatGPT.
Yes.
Hot tip.
Ooh,
we have a fan question.
Here we go.
Love this part.
Hi, Allie. Hi, Sid. It's Carrie, your favorite. I just learned that you guys have a new hotline where you can actually play this for the podcast. So as a very loyal fan, I hope I make it onto the show. I've been listening to every episode. And because you guys had the Mother's Day episode where you talked a lot about Sid's journey with motherhood and Cassius and Rue, and a lot of your happy hour fan questions have had to do with relationships, I kind of wanted to stay on theme and ask Sid, at what age will you let Cassius and Rue start dating?
Carrie.
Thank you. Carrie already got a shout out. Well,
Yeah.
Carrie already got a shout out
We love
for her
Carrie. We love her.
amazing work and advocacy. And now she's just hitting Sid with the spicy question.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can't wait to hear this answer, Sydney Leroux.
You know, I'm not going to be one of those moms who's like obsessed with their like, you know, like those boy moms. I'm not going to be like that. I want to
Okay.
be friends with my son's partner. I don't want to be like,
Okay, partner, but I mean, he gets his first girlfriend and, soon. How are you going to feel?
no, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. And Sissy, I'm not worried about because she'll tell them how it is. Doesn't matter. But Cassius, oh, he's so sweet. He could get taken advantage of.
What age is he allowed to go on a little date?
I don't know. It's really hard because I don't really let them out of my sight. So, well, I don't do sleepovers. So I think that kind of cuts things down.
Okay.
Because that's what I used to do. I used to go and sleep over at my friend's house. Then I would leave my friend. And then I would call my mom, but I would 3-way call so that the number coming through was from my friend. Genius. Kids can't do that.
I never did anything like that, Bev.
Never. I used to steal my mom's car. And I would go pick up my friend and we would go to McDonald's. And my mom would be like, I didn't park like this. Like, I'm going crazy. And I'm like, yeah, you are. There's no gas in the car. I'm like, don't know. But she would have killed me if she found out.
I think your kids are at a disadvantage because you did every trick in the book.
Yeah, I did. I really did. I know what to look out for.
Good luck, Cassius and Rue.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question, Carrie.
Well, that is lucky for you. All we have time for today. Thank you so much, Carrie Riccaro, number one. Thank you for listening. Thank you to our teammates and players who have been sending us messages saying that they listen to the show on their way to training. That is a sentence I never, ever thought I would say. But everyone who's been tuning in, we appreciate you. And we will be back next week with another episode of BFFR. And don't forget to follow us on socials at BFFR Show, subscribe to the show on YouTube, and of course, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
everything.
Wherever you get your podcasts. So, Sid, we're going to leave you with a reminder. Take it away, Sid.
Well, I think this one works for the both of us.
I think so, too.
We can struggle and still move forward because that's exactly what we're doing.
Amen. See you next week.